What is this? Tell YouTube what you were thinking here leaving this. Oh, I'm falling.
Tubular feed wheels.
Yeah, there's a ton of water. Oh my god. When it talks to you, it's in like a deep German accent. Battery low. You better throw that sucker hard. Hi, yeah. Ah. All right, we need your guys' help. Definitely need some feedback in the comments on this one. So right now the chipper's running, but periodically we'll come up to it and we'll go to turn the key and it'll just click. Just a click, that's all it'll do. All right guys, we got a ton of jobs today. I think 4 or 5. I'm gonna try to get the 5th one in by the end of the day, but just a plethora of tree work. So let me show you the first job here. Part of the first job here is cutting these arborvitaes back down all the way across right here. You can see where the original old cuts were right here. So we're gonna trim these down, make them flat and level. And then over here, this maple tree has been kind of wrecking this roof right here. So we're gonna remove some of the key limbs that are right over the top of it. So I'll climb up into the tree, set a rig point, time point, kind of rappel down, and then take off probably about 3 of these limbs right here, the bigger limbs. And on the back side of the arborvitaes, we're gonna clean that up over there. Here's some of the tools that I have in the truck every time. I always have 2 buckets, 2 spring rakes, pole saw, pruner cutter, PV. People recommended I get this shovel here, the root slayer, so I did. 2 pitchforks and the plastic shovel. Yeah, take that out of there.
So how do you like the battery power?
Oh, they're awesome. This battery saw here is modified. Like, you can buy the regular saw, but I put this smaller bar on it. It's a really thin bar, so it cuts faster. But they work really well. Like, I'll use this saw, and I could take that whole tree down with this one saw and 1 battery. Any of these single trees.
And 1 battery?
Yeah, 1 battery. Yeah.
Cool.
So the technology's come pretty far, so yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Works pretty well.
And I was gonna say, if you take it down a little bit lower than what I had started there.
Yeah, let me see what I can do here, because you want to be a little like maybe down here.
Yep. That way, if when it grows, then we just keep it topped.
Yeah. Yeah, what's also nice about these is that I can just charge this battery in my truck. I just plug it into the 110 outlet in the front, like in the dash. So it's just always charging. It's always charging.
Is it a quick charge?
Yeah, it charges really quick.
Wow.
And then the charger doesn't take too many amps, so the truck can charge it.
Nice.
Really convenient. They're just so convenient.
Yeah.
And they don't make a bunch of noise either.
Exactly.
Kinda works. Kinda works. When I got here and I looked at this job, I checked the fence to see how strong it was, knowing that I'm gonna use this fence.
I'm gonna need to be up there.
I'm gonna need to be up there. I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at up in the canopy, so you can see what I'm thinking here. So follow me up with the laser. I'm right there in the center. Going up, going up. Okay, now I'm on the middle leader. I think, actually, let me go back down here, go back to the very center. I'm gonna go up with this thing. I wanna shoot a line all the way up to here, up over this crotch. That'll give me like very central to the tree. Well, I'm shaking all over the place trying to hold the camera and do this, but right up in this area is where I want to have the rope at, because then I can get this rigging on both sides of me with 1 tie-in point and 1 rigging point. Oh, nailed it. First shot. Let's go. This thing is so sappy from yesterday's work. This whole rope and everything is just, oops, sorry. This whole thing is just so sappy. But here's what I do to fix that. Oh my gosh, this rope is rocked with sap. It's bad. Oh well. This is what I've been using. A couple squirts in the little mechanisms here, and that will loosen up the birdie. And it'll actually have some spring in it again, and it'll catch like it's supposed to. But man, this thing is so sappy. So sappy. I'm just gonna spray this whole thing down a little bit here.
My rope.
My rope. Good enough for government work. I normally just use the foot ascender, but I'm using the knee ascender for the content.
Oh, knee, foot, hand, combo.
Knee, foot, and combo.
Stay shield down.
Stay shield down. I'm just gonna make some small pieces here where they're nice and light. And I don't have to rig a whole lot. there's this one I'm on,
Yeah.
this big one right here behind me,
Yep. That whole thing.
and this front one right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Can let down a little bit. Yeah, this would be like to hide enough. Go ahead and cinch up on that. Lock out. Beautiful. See how big of a difference that made?
Yeah. That was all the brush on the.
That was a ton. Okay, first job here, complete, all cleaned up. All cleaned up, except for Jake, he's still dirty. Yeah, all cleaned up. And there's a tree. Looking up at it, I mean, it's hard to even tell where we made cuts because they're so clean and good and perfect. They're so perfect. You like that? But yeah, look at all the clearance we have over the roof now. And the tree still looks pretty natural. Watch out! Let me show you the hedge from the road. There's the back side. I'm not gonna go back to the customer's property, but it's flat and level and square and perfect and great. There it is. Other side looks just as good. Next job is more trimming. Ta-da! Job number 2, tree trimming, tree topping. I don't like it, but if I don't do it, they're gonna hire somebody else, so I'm gonna do it. Trimming this one, just bringing in the sides on it both ways. You know, this is the regular house tree that they get overgrown. And then back behind the house back here, look what she's got back here. Look at these trees. These are gonna get big. These trees should not be planted back here. Big tree, big tree. This is gonna be big, that one's gonna be big, that one's gonna be big, all these. I recommended removal of the big trees because they're planted up against the fence. And what's gonna happen here is as these roots get bigger and stuff, they're gonna push up the fence, they're gonna be breaking the fence, they're here in the drainage area. These are just really big trees planted in next to these tiny little spaces back here. For now, what we're gonna do is hold off on these guys. This is the same thing we trimmed in the last job. We're gonna bring the arborvitaes down here, and then on this blue spruce, we're gonna top it here and then kind of round it out a little bit. But these trees are all gonna get huge. And I mean, here's a great example. Look at this tree right here. It's a baby, but it's gonna get massive. And look here, it's already on top of this house and stuff. It's just, I don't know, they cram these big trees in these small spaces and then they start to get bigger and then they create foundation issues. And look at all these pavers that are going to be pushed up by this. You can already see the root coming down to the drain here and coming out here. It's just going to ruin this property. Well, that's why we have a job, is to take care of stuff like this. And when they get big, we end up removing them.
Get out of my way, YouTube.
Well, you know what? You probably want to get it real quick, since you mentioned it.
Since I mentioned.
Let's go see how Jake did. I haven't seen it yet. We're seeing it together for the first time. Dun, dun, dun. Wow. Arborvitae trim. Topping of the tree. I thought it might be a little shorter, but we'll see if the customer will take that. Yeah, these look good and cleaned up. Well, I don't know, Jake. We might need to talk about this. You missed a couple pieces here. Tisk tisk. What is this? You tell YouTube what you were thinking here leaving this.
Put that.
What is it, Jake? Job number 3? Yeah, job number 3. So I'm in this cul-de-sac, and some people, like, they probably round the corner and maybe block a driveway here and there, but I like to just back straight into the area that I'm working into. I haven't really had any problems. I've never had a problem doing it this way, so you know, these guys can get out and these guys over here can get out. That's the way I do it when I'm in cul-de-sacs. Cul-de-sacs.
Cul-de-sac.
But we're working for this house right here, and on both sides we're working. I'll show you what's in the back. So these 2 trees right here, we're gonna just from the fence line up like 15 feet, we're just gonna snip those limbs off. Got a ladder and pole saw for that. And on this side over here, it's a tree removal. This guy right here is coming out. So So this guy is coming out. I'm gonna leave the stick like right here, but I have to remove obviously everything above it, all the limbs, top it, chunk out the wood. It's gonna stay here in this area, and our exit point's gonna be out there towards the truck and chipper. I'm burping up my monster. Bavarian. Jake had some Bavarian sausages, and now he smells like a Bavarian. Be pretty. We're gonna keep these small. We gotta protect this tree right here. That's the main thing. That little guy can't get beat up. Echo pole saw. Get it. Oh, I'm falling. I bailed off that thing hard. I had to bail off that ladder. That pole saw is bent, but it still works. That's cool. That's an Echo pole saw. I've had that for like 4 or 5 years now. I'm just waiting for it to die so I can buy a still. Oh no, I'll probably get, I might do Milwaukee electric because they're really good, or I'll do Husqvarna because I already have batteries for it, so we'll see. But it's not time to make the purchase yet because that saw still works, so I'm not going to do that until this one doesn't work anymore. Oh yeah, we got the combi too, a still combi. This is done. We just raised the limbs up, and I told them that there'd be nubs sticking out because it's on the other neighbor's side. They're cool with it. So we'll get this cleaned up and go over to that tree over there. All right guys, here's your update. Climbed up, set a time point around the tree, threw the rig line over a limb, turned it all the way back down to the front. So we're ready to, you know, get a bunch of this tree done without having to like move lines up and down and whatnot. I just climbed up real quick and set it all up. And I'll be able to control the rope the whole time. You won't have to do anything. So the slowest part of this is one-man wrecking crew, which is Jake, because he's got to take the limbs from the tree all the way to the chipper. My part's easy at this point. Like I just put a rope on a limb, cut it, I'm self-rigging it down, and you know, he's got a distance to travel to the chipper. But these are gonna get smaller pretty fast, so it won't be so bad. The whole time, single limbs. I allocated 3 hours to this job, 2 to 3 hours, so there's plenty of time. 10-15 feet before I can top it. Jake said I can top this thing. Oh, it would go out there easy, but unfortunately it would wreck everything. So I'll rig another one down to you there, buddy. Oh shoot, he said 2. Do a half hitch maybe. Gotta cut these in the right order if you want that half hitch to hold on. You guys see that, how that's holding on right there like that? Squeezing it. Jake's getting wild asking for 2 now. He must have got some water in him. Glug, 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 glug. Hiya. Hiya. Breathe. Breathe, 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 breathe. Your face when you did that. You really do look up at the tree and drool all day. Branch. Oh, branch, Tim. Send me a branch. Oh, the cherry? Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's got all belly and no butt. It's flat on the back, dude. Just sticks way forwards. Wouldn't be hard at all to rig that out. Yeah, that is. That's a... Is it? Is that a cypress tucked in behind this other fir?
Yeah, I think there's...
It's...
So there's a cypress in the middle. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, that is it. That's a tall one and kind of thin though for... Yeah, you guys might... One of the videos Jacob Rogers put out, he had 3 cypress and he had the crane out and everything, you know. Isaac was craning them out and everything. It's this tree that's behind this fir right here. There's a big cypress back there. But it's pretty tall for what we usually see. Lemmy, super lemmy. 20 limbs before the first 20 feet, yeah. And the limbs are like 40 feet long. Rogers, when he did his video, he was right about saying they're hard to bid. There's a lot of chips in that tree. There's a lot of limb in that tree. It's really hard to, really easy to underestimate, and that's what he said on his stuff too. They're always like tucked in the back of houses too, above, next to fences, because people want to use them as hedges, but they let them get too big and then they turn into trees. I could probably hand toss some of these. This is kind of like, but the problem is they go into a million pieces when they hit the ground. It makes cleanup harder, so I don't mind rigging it. I'm in no rush. I gotta match Jake's speed, which today is turtle. It's not his fault though. He's gotta walk a mile into the chipper. You're like, give me that.
Give me that. No free ride.
There is a decent one coming up, and there's a few more above it, but then they get tiny, pretty small.
Don't be afraid to double up on some of those.
Okay, I won't be afraid. Don't. He just called me chicken. He just said chicken.
Yellow.
You yellow. Oh no, he did. It reminds me of Back to the Future, where he calls him yellow, and it's like the end of the world. You did not just call me yellow.
What's wrong, dude? You yellow? Nobody calls me yellow. Let's finish it right now.
It's a fishing line.
Oh yeah. It's a trot line.
That in its own
Headache.
right generated so much conversation.
It did. It was like most of the comments. I couldn't remember what a trot line was called. A trout line? Oh yeah. A trout line, that's it. I think I'm gonna have to replace this flip line, dude. It is so gummed up with sap that I don't, unless I want to scrub it to death, which I don't. But this one is a special lightweight flip line, so it's kind of more, it's the most expensive one there is. It's like 100 and, I don't know, 40 bucks maybe. They're normally half that price, but you know, I'm bougie, so. You know, I'm bougie, I gotta get that nice one. There's a good view of the half hitch right there holding the second one on. Real easy to get that wrong though, and then that branch just falls out of the sky. People want to hear from you, Jake. You're like, now what do I say?
I take branch to chipper. And I walk back.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, climbers out there, if anybody's running this Teffelberger, what is this thing? Tree Master, no, it's Tree something Evo, this harness that I'm wearing. Whoa, you like that shot? Sheesh. Anyways, if you guys have this harness, I found like a key location to put in a carabiner. Right here, there's like a big hole on the side. I've just been putting a carabiner through it, and now it kind of works as like, right now I'm using it with my lanyard. Put the tail of my lanyard through it to keep it kind of further behind me. But I've been also using it to put my slings on and different things, but there's a hole right there. And I just put a carabiner through it, and I'm kind of like, I just did this yesterday, and now I'm like, you know what? I like that there. I'm gonna leave it there just like that. Works really well. Clip stuff too. Tree Motion Evo Pro. I think that's what it's called. You know what? Nobody said anything about my recently acquired blue or teal notch rope runner. Nobody said anything in the last video about it. I didn't point it out. I was like, somebody will be like, oh, nice Rope Runner Pro, man. That's a collectible. That makes you 10 times better at tree work. Nobody said that. So I was like, ah. So I guess I got to call it out. And I'm 10 times better at tree work now. I'm just like in every way with this new Rope Runner Pro.
Tim throws stuff at me. All right, so what I'm doing here, people, is I'm filling this here barrel, and then we're chipping it. Stinking branch.
It's been 32 minutes, guys. I started on this tree at 1 o'clock exactly. It's 1:32.
Getting in there is the most important part of stacking it. That will create all the suction from those, what are those stinking things called? Why am I spacing it? Feeders, tube feeders, tubular feed wheels.
Half of these I can just toss, and the other half, you know, I can speed line, so might as well just speed line them if they're big enough.
Tightening up.
Yeah, right down there. Yeah, it makes cleanup easier. It's called speed lining. Usually we do it with a lot bigger limbs, but they work with small limbs too. It's just slow to go down. Yeah. There was actually some wind for a minute and now it died down, but I was like, oh, okay, well, the wind wasn't doing anything for me except making life harder. Hurry on. Is it heavy? You're breathing like it's heavy. Right on through the gate. These are pretty small. You want to try to zip line a few more? You want to call it good?
Your call.
Yeah, I'll just run out of my slings at least. The difference it makes when I throw the limb down with like the fluffy side first, or if I flip it around and go like butt side first, makes a big difference when the wind's blowing. It doesn't fade away from the tree as bad when I go butt first with it and I flip it around, but you have to be able to manage the whole, like, manhandle the limb. But it comes more down like a spear a lot faster. It carries less, yeah. But you gotta kind of grab each branch and then flip it around 180 degrees and then spear it down, but it doesn't fade. Yeah, definitely 80 footer. Really flimsy filling wood. Try going backwards because of the wind. I just finished the last cut. They just want it left flat across the top. Some people, they do like crisscross cuts and stuff and kind of make it like a spiky top, but this one we're gonna leave flat and level. I'm spiking the back side of the tree so that they don't have to look at all my spike marks, because this tree's gonna be here for a while. They're gonna use it as like a bird dead snag, dead stand.
Spar pole.
It's a snag, spar pole. So we are at, let's see, 2:46. Less than 2 hours. That's what I projected, 2 hours for this, 2 to 3 hours. So we were under that even.
Look at all that wood.
Look at all that wood. Hey, I was 2 saws again today. Carried this one on me.
Timmy 2 saws.
Back to Timmy 2 saws. We're basically all wrapped up here. Let me just stick the camera back there behind the fence real quick. It's all cleaned up and the yard's all cleaned up. We gotta chip this last little bit here. There's 2 more jobs. I might push one off to tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, 4th job. The focus here is these hydrangea plants. Boom, boom, boom. They were just freshly planted, but they're not getting enough sunlight because this whole maple canopy is just surrounding this whole place here. So we're gonna open up the sky right here, and then you can see also the limbs are like on the roof. So we're gonna like trim these up here. Boop, 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 boop. Open this up. We should see these are like highlighted after we're done here. They're gonna be super bright. I think it's time to clean out the gutters, guys. That's yeah, I think we're gonna help them out quite a bit getting this off the roof, but that still is bad. So let's start here with this. All right, we need your guys' help. Definitely need some feedback in the comments on this one. So right now the chipper's running, but periodically we'll come up to it and we'll go to turn the key and it'll just click. Just a click's all it'll do. Like the last job we were on, I kind of cut the end kind of fast because the chipper was acting up. You know, we did 3 jobs, everything was perfect. We go to that the one that you just saw there. We were chipping all that brush up, and then our final little chip session on that job, we went out there to start it, and it just went click. Like you'll hear the glow plugs even kind of crank up, and then it'll just click. And I checked the battery terminals, they were tight. I checked all the little can plugs I could find around it, disconnected and reconnected, nothing. So what we have to do is, when it happens, we have to jump it. We can't, the battery voltage is at 12.5. It's not the battery, we already troubleshot that. And I took to Vermeer, they couldn't figure it out. They troubleshot the same stuff. So the battery voltage is at 12.5. I know it's not the battery. This thing will run, so I know it's not the alternator. So what we do to get started from that point, when it just clicks, is we hook up, we turn the truck around, we hook up to with the jumper cables. We get that voltage up to about 13.8 to 14, and it'll start. Take the cables off, it runs just fine. That's what we just did. We had to jump it, the last job. Now, next job, we're at this one now. We go to turn the key just to find out, it starts right up. It's unpredictable. It's so intermittent, so we can't figure out what it is. And also Vermeer couldn't figure out what it was. I took it to Vermeer, they got to see it click. I was like, cool, at least it showed the problem. And then, so they kept it for a couple days, tried troubleshooting, and they'd go out there the next day and try to start it, and it would start, and they say, well, we can't figure it out. It's starting perfectly. For the last 48 hours, we've been out there periodically starting it, and it starts every time. And I'm like, okay, cool. $500 later, now it's doing this again. If anybody knows what it could be, let me know. Email me. We'll have a phone call if you know what it is. We'll try some stuff, but I need some help. Vermeer needs some help because it's intermittent. Now here's what I keep the settings at. I don't know if that helps at all, but 135 hours, medium smart feed, eco idle's off, panel on idle, reduced sensitivity. Just doesn't make any sense. Like I could wait a few seconds here and go to try to restart it, and it would just click. And it's not the battery. The battery is going to be at max voltage, 12.5, 12.8. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Turning it on. There's my lights. All the lights here are good. Yeah, starts just fine right there. I did notice one time I went and did it, they all lit up, and then the top one went red, and then it went off. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on these lights here. I don't know what these are, but when we go to try it every time and see what these lights do. Hopefully somebody's got an answer for me. I don't think it's the alternator. I don't think it's a battery. Like I said, I checked all the connections. I checked all the cannon plugs I could find. Everything's tight. There's been so much shade in this yard. It's like all moss. Check out this. It's just a layer of moss. That's all it is. It's moss everywhere. It's all moss. There's some grass over there. This is all moss. Because there's been no light in here at all. So that'll give them some more grass growth and the lighting to their hydrangeas. Look at all that extra light now. I left those nubs on there. I think it looks better with the nubs, to be honest with you. I can easily cut them off, but it kind of gives the shape, the tree, the continuous like circular shape. Yeah. What'd you say, Jake?
Is there any water coming out of that?
Yeah, there's a ton of water. Oh my god. Yeah, Jake fixed the gutter. Good job, Jake. Jeez. Got a smell to it. Let me come up there and see. It's got a lot of draining to do still. We're gonna go do one more job. You're gonna see it. So here we go. We got 2 trees. We just gotta put them on the ground. This cherry tree that's leaning towards the house, we're gonna pull it this way. But also this, what did she say this was?
Walnut.
Walnut. Little walnut tree. We'll just fall this one down into this space right here, and then once it's on the ground, we'll pull this one this direction. Pull off one of those trees over there with these tools down here. The Mazdon puller.
Tree pieces.
How much gas do we even got left in this thing? I'm completely out of gas right now in the truck. Oh, we got half a tank. We're good.
Yeah.
These Protos comms, when it talks to you, it's in like a deep German accent. What does it say? Battery low. Intercom mode. Intercom mode. It's like, why has it got to be an angry German guy? Sorry if he's not German. I think it is German though. They did it! So we need to get a decent little pull line up in this tree here. Jake's over there trying to use a stick around the rope to get enough weight to go around to get it up in the tree. We'll just let him try it for a minute, but we got the right tools if we need them. Sometimes it's fun to try to be creative. There he is, look at that with the stick. With the stick, you better throw that sucker hard. Here we go. Hi-ya! Ah, one more attempt.
You got a throw ball or what?
Yeah, exactly. I want to see you do it one more time. YouTube wants to see you do it one more time. 1, 2. Hiya!
God, bounce back!
I normally shoot my lines, but this time we'll do it by hand here. I think I can get it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Maybe I should go do an arborist competition and show these young kids how it's done. Let's see how much rope we can get out of this thing. Yeah, once we start winching on it, it'll break all those little branches. Yeah, you could go off that tree. Yep, keep cranking. What I don't want to see is like the rope, do it when we start cranking on it for real, the rope losing tension. That's why I just want to pull on it real hard, get all that tension out of that rope and that back of that limb. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Gravy?
We got a lot in it. Okay, let me just notch it towards you. Okay. Start the back cut and then I'll let you pull some more. You can winch it over from here. It's all back weight right now, so he's doing all the pulling on it.
You want to see something?
Run, Jake!
Get away!
We're gonna cut this up a little bit for him. And that was kind of it for this job. It's a no cleanup, just put it on the ground kind of deal. Hope you enjoyed that. 5 jobs. It's pretty late. We had some issues with the chipper, which slowed us down a little bit, but it's now 6 o'clock at night. It should be about 5 o'clock, but we wasted time on the chipper and dilly dallying a little bit, but it's okay. Now I don't have to work tomorrow because it's all done today. See you guys later.